We then proceeded at that point into our simulated countdown.
Lunchtime, kids! Alright! Hello, friends. It's lunchtime.
Welcome back to Monday's show of the Lunch Break. I am Josh in studio. Another full cast today. Matt, Zach, and Anna are all here. We're going to start off with a little bit of housekeeping. A little bit of setting the record straight. Calling things as we see them. And that's what I do here on the show. And so if you don't know, we are a podcast show. We do live content for you every day on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're also a full-fledged PR firm that helps build brands for other people. So we have many other people that work in the company alongside us.
But most importantly, Josh, we're a family.
Could not have said it better myself. Thank you, Zach. We're a family. So when one of our own puts another person on blast. There we go. Thank you. I have to call it out. I have to call it out and right the wrongs that have been done. And I'm surprised at the source of this said last offense.
I was on vacation. Yeah, I was shocked by what I saw.
You heard
last night.
Yeah. Usually, if someone in our department puts somebody on blast, it's going to be Matt. Matt is usually the one that fires off a quick-witted email with a sting to it.
Notice Josh putting Matt on blast on the show.
Yeah,
exactly.
Blast all around. But this time, it's our very own lovely Anna. Anna put our one of our other employees here on blast via email. So let me tell you the breakdown of how this went. Because Anna thought she was in the right, and we were all in the wrong for calling her out. So on Friday, actually it happened like on Wednesday or sometime last week, one of our people here has a Blue Apron account. And they had, hey, I get some free things I can pass out to you on Blue Apron. Are we getting audio?
Yeah, I think I know why that is. I think that has something to do with me on Friday.
Okay.
I think I screwed this whole thing up.
Yeah. Everybody online's like echo.
Yeah,
text messages.
In OBS, I think I set a second audio input. And I bet that's what I did wrong. Yeah, because I couldn't figure out how to get the one you used to work because you do that better than I do. That fix it?
Probably. We'll see because... Yeah. Yes, I did turn that off now.
All right. Anyway, Josh, back to your story.
Thank you. I was so rudely interrupted.
Didn't mean to jump in the middle of that.
So Anna sent an email out to our very own Susan, who has Suzanne. Thank you. Who has a Blue Apron account, and her Blue Apron account, you get some freebies you can give out to people for them to try. So it was an all-staff friendly, like, hey, anybody want to try it who hasn't tried it yet? Here's the coupon. All you have to do is pay for shipping and handling.
Yeah.
And it was a very sweet.
It was very kind. Just letting everybody know, listen, I've got this cool thing, and I want to share it with you, the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Who could argue with free?
No one.
Nobody.
Well, except Anna. Who I want to get to the email just so I don't misquote you, Anna, because again it was.
Is there a screenshot of the email?
I'm sure.
I should have prepared a screenshot.
I'm sure. Here we go.
I bet I could grab one pretty quickly.
She replies back. She goes, Susan, thank you so much for sending this across. Unfortunately, Blue Apron does not. Blue Apron uses too much packaging in their foods. I'll pass on environmental grounds. Thanks for all the freebies. Count me in. So. Again, the environmental grounds, you know she uses it. And so what you're saying is, I can't.
I didn't know she used it.
Is she said in the email, I use it and I have this.
Does it say, Josh, please confirm?
She says, hey, all you have to do is pay for the shipping and handling. She's like, if you want to try Blue Apron for free, I have a coupon you can use.
I have a coupon.
Oh,
I
it's a
did
good
not.
point.
Come on, guys.
doesn't
I
say
did
she
not
uses it.
understand by that is I have an account. It's like I have coupons. Could be for any reason. She could have been
Now,
given.
to
We
those
are
of
a
us-
PR company after all,
Right.
so she could be given.
To those of us in the audience who have used Blue Apron, I know
Yes.
you only get those coupons
Yeah.
by having used Blue Apron. So
Yes.
I was like,
I didn't.
I know. I mean, when she sent out the email, I knew exactly what that was. I was like, oh, we've had those, and
Sure.
we've offered them to people. And
Right.
But it
It
was
was
just
just
funny to
pure
me that you
innocence.
were like, I know you use this, but on environmental grounds,
Yes.
I'm not going to use it.
No, I'm gonna correct you, Josh. I did not know she used it.
Right.
On my end, I was like, oh, she has coupons, and she's just wondering if anyone needs it. So I did not. Plus, my opinion does not have to be transferred other people. I did not meant judgment here.
Well, yours isn't your opinion. It's the opinion of the planet, and that's the problem. That you're presenting yourself as, listen, me and everybody else who appreciates this world we live on don't use Blue Apron because we are simply too good for that nonsense packaging.
But you scallywag, can use it all you want.
But go ahead.
No,
Yes,
Anyway.
keep using your meal prep service.
What I chalk this off to is just a cultural difference because
Yes.
you are very
Lost in
direct. Yeah, you're
translation.
very direct with how you feel and the reasons why. And in a lot of countries, that's totally the way that people communicate. Here in the U.S., we're much more passive aggressive. We don't want to actually say it. We just go, oh, no, thank you, or do what me, Zach, and Matt did and just not reply at
yeah,
all.
which I thought was worse. It's like there's nothing worse than shooting out an email with freebies
Right.
or anything and not getting replies back. That would infuriate
I was
me.
on vacation. I'm advocating myself in this. I saw the email and I just
No, we received
I
that
sat
on
that one out.
Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah, you were
You
here
were
on
still
Wednesday.
here.
Technically, I was in a vacation state of mind.
As a professional, I very much appreciate your frankness because it actually helps a lot in the workplace. You're very straightforward about it. And to be fair, I haven't used Blue Apron, but I've used HelloFresh. Man, they load up on the packaging. There's a
Right.
lot. There's a lot of packaging in HelloFresh. Josh, you ever used one of these things?
I've used Blue Apron and I loved the packaging. But
Well, the service is
yeah.
nice.
To be-
Sure.
To be fair, though, I did go online and I looked it up, and they have a recycling service that'll come to your house to pick up all the spare packaging.
Do they really?
Yep.
Blue Apron does that.
Blue Apron does that. I found the link. I sent that link
Wow.
to my response back to Anna with her
With
face.
a very beautiful
Yeah.
graphic. Matt, please tell me we
Her
can
face.
just like get a screenshot
Oh, hold
of
on.
that
Let me.
graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Let
was
me find that
amazing.
real quick. Really
Yeah.
quickly.
I actually laughed so hard when I was when I was going back home, and I was just like, okay, these props to Josh,
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
graphics.
Yeah.
It's that kind of hard work and dedication that I have.
Right.
Right. Do not reply, but
yeah, no.
still spend like at least 10 minutes drawing a graphic
Again,
to shame
but
the woman.
At
Whoa,
least 10
whoa,
minutes?
Don't make it a sexist thing. I wasn't shaming the woman.
Shaming the woman as in like me.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. I was shaming you, 100%, yes. But no, it's one of the deals is like reading your email going, wow, it just seemed like you were like putting her on blast. You weren't trying to,
Nope.
unintentionally. And then you immediately responded back because me and Zach both went, whoa. You responded back, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make
You
offense. Yeah. So you're fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was just funny to me, and that's why I wanted to bring that
No,
up.
wait a minute. No, this definitely happened when I was gone because I remember seeing the email come back saying you were getting some pushback from the studio.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Getting shamed.
I can imagine what's going on in that studio right now.
Yes.
Shenanigans is what it
I
was.
love
Yes,
how
exactly.
Diego my husband is writing in the comments. It's hard for Anna to turn free stuff away, so that should speak volumes to her commitment to environmental issues that she turned those coupons away.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the coupon. Oh, there's the graphic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean-
that Josh put together.
I mean, come on, guys.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Right,
do
dimensions are right.
I
Josh
had some
made
help.
that.
Yeah.
Who did you employ to get this done?
There was 2 people I had to employ to get me this full thing to get done, but it got done. It was 99% me.
Okay.
Two things were helpful by Zach.
I appreciate that Anna said, you put together a graphic, took at least 10 minutes. Like, at least 10 minutes? Like, absolutely at least 10 minutes. Took a little
Yeah.
longer than that. No, of course, professionals. Took 2 seconds to throw that together.
Yeah.
We didn't have to draw on resources from anybody else. That was very quick. It just took 2. Yeah, it was not a big deal. And we got
I
right back to work.
appreciated that.
Speaking of shenanigans, before we take a quick break, we also have to go into the recap of, we were almost going to forget about this on the rundown today of our show. We have to have part 2 of the Paula Deen chicken debate.
Yes.
Do you want to have that now, or do you want to put that in the rundown and come
Is there
back
a
to it
debate?
later on?
We can tease that for later.
Okay,
Let's come
so
back to that.
I didn't
We'll
know
come
there
back
was a how to do about it.
Well,
okay.
because I had said that Paula Deen's fried chicken, the one out in Fairview,
Sure.
to me was better than Babe's fried chicken.
Oh.
And everyone I've ever said that to has been like almost its fighting terms. So.
It's getting emotional.
It's a bold stance. It's a
bold
bold
stance.
stance to take.
So our very own correspondent went out on Friday and sampled the goods.
Right.
And so we're gonna have a part 2 of that conversation.
Okay.
About the excursion out to Paula Deen's place.
Paula Deen's place.
So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the honeymoon trip of a lifetime that turned out to be a 1,000-foot fall. That and more coming up next on the Lunch Break Show.
So right now we are waking up to dry conditions across our area. We did have showers this morning. We are warming up quite a bit as well. It's 80 degrees right now in West Palm Beach, 79 in Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie, currently at 77, 78 in Vero, Okeechobee. You right now are at 73. So we will see storms firing again. Now today they could be a little bit closer to noontime for us, but again, prepare to see more thunderstorms moving across our area during the afternoon. Even into your drive home, we will see showers and storms. Keep that in mind. Some of them could also become severe at times. Stay weather aware. Download our app. It's actually great. It will literally send an alert to your phone and say, hey, there's lightning in your area. Be careful. So overnight we'll stay dry. You might have to wake up to a little shower or two to get you started on your Saturday morning. Into tomorrow afternoon, once again, more storms will start firing and developing across our area. Just stay weather aware. It's Florida in the summertime. It's the same pattern, just a different day of the week. Today and tomorrow, the strongest storms are likely, however, going to be inland, which is a bit of a different look from what we've been seeing over the past few days for us. So just keep that in mind. Most of the strongest storms have been near the coast. Today and tomorrow, they're likely going to be for our inland locations. So then waking up Sunday morning, once again, a couple of showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm across our area. And then into your Sunday afternoon, like I said, different day, same pattern. We will again see a few isolated thunderstorms. Now, today there is a threat for some severe weather. You'll see the dark green we have across our area. We are under a marginal risk of severe storms from the Storm Prediction Center. That is a 1 on a scale from 1 to 5. I just messed this up, I think. Maybe not. Trying again. Okay, so that is a 1 on a scale from 1 to 5. Keep that in mind. Strong gusty winds will be our main threat. It's also going to be really warm out there for us today. Temperatures will head to the upper 80s. Hey, it's Florida in the summertime. Add the humidity, it is going to feel a little bit warmer, likely in the 80s at times throughout the day. Overnight, we'll head down into the 70s, back into the day Saturday. We will be in the mid to upper 80s for your Saturday afternoon, overnight Saturday night, and into Sunday. Back to, where are we right now? We're Sunday at 3 a.m. We have a mild start to your Sunday morning. Let's wrap it up. There's your moisture tracker.
Dear God. I thought when she
That was
first started
intense.
out, I thought
Okay.
there's no way she's going to get that done. And
Yeah.
then, sure enough. So if you're just listening to this, there was a weather announcer, a weather reporter putting together an Rubik's Cube while she was trying to give her report.
Can I point out two things? One, that really was a really long weather report, and two, like, shout out to Matt who put that break together and managed to not only lose anybody on Facebook, but you picked up 2 viewers during that.
I know good content
That
when I
stuck
see
around.
it.
Yeah,
I
so
know good
well done,
content when I
sir.
see it.
Well done.
Well
A tip
done.
of the hat.
Well done.
Like, my God, I can't believe it. There's no reason Frankie McDonald can't be a weatherman. There's no why not? If that floats on weather, why can't that guy be a
Look,
weatherman?
I'm not gonna poo-poo her achievement here. I
No.
thought that was pretty impressive. I mean, I don't know that I've ever solved a Rubik's Cube, much less trying to do it while I was on the air.
It was
So
pretty tremendous.
Yeah.
My gosh. So what's the thing with this bride? What happened?
So this couple, they're from Poland, and the
Well, hold on.
headline...
We're doing that, or are we doing the? Oh, I guess we'll do the chicken later.
Yeah.
We'll
Put
get
it
to the
later
chicken.
Yeah,
The
don't worry.
chicken's coming.
I was ready.
That's going to be the anchor keeping people hanging around for a while.
Ready to fight.
Yeah. That'll come up at
You'll never
at
believe what he thinks
12:40.
about chicken. Yeah.
At 12:40. So
He likes it, folks.
This couple, the headline read, a bride takes a 1,000-foot fall on their honeymoon. which would be a great line to get. One thing that bothers me, that's where they were honeymooning, by the way. Honeymooning.
Yeah, a snow field or whatever that is.
Very isolated.
You know how angry my wife would be if I said, "Hey, we're going to go on a honeymoon there." It would not be happening. It's way too cold. Either way. So the two issues I had with this is first, the headline was very misleading. It was a year-long honeymoon. You can't call that a honeymoon.
It took a year-long honeymoon.
They went for a full year and traveled around to all these different places. That's not a honeymoon. That's just a long vacation.
Does anybody think that's a honeymoon? Is anybody going to defend that? No?
No, I can't.
I don't think that's
get
a
on board
honeymoon.
with
Yeah,
that.
it's just holiday, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, because like for me, my honeymoon was 10 days. And it seemed like forever. Not because of my wife, but because like we went to Hawaii, and it's like after like we were on Waikiki, which my wife loves and I loved. But after you're there for like 7 days, you've seen everything. Yeah. And so now you're just
at that point you're just living there.
And I've never really been a beach guy. I don't have the body to lay out on the sand and just like relax. And so we just a lot of walking around and like re-seeing sites. Still had great food and great fun, and I would go back, just maybe not for 10 days. Either way, I think that's way too long. And second off, she fell, and the first thing they had to do was do a stretcher selfie, and that bothered me.
Oh, my
God.
God.
There it
Like
is.
if your wife and they'd been married at this point in time for a few months, fell 1,000 feet and survived.
Yeah.
Do you go? You know what we should do? A selfie.
We need to capture this moment, honey.
I have to assume she was the one that suggested it, right? I mean, there's no way the dude was like, "Honey, you okay? Great, let's get a selfie." Like she had to have been
there
on
is
the
a way that
stretcher.
happened. I don't, I don't know.
To be fair, if my significant other took a dive off a cliff and like I get down to the stretcher, like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm hurt pretty bad, but sneak a selfie real quick. That was awesome, right?" Like, yeah, all right, like sure, like I'd be into it, I guess. Like,
There's no way.
I only have one
wild.
explanation where I'd say, okay, that's justifiable. It's maybe because that was the only way to show that she was fine-ish to everyone that was worried afterwards.
Yeah, look, you can see her in shock.
Right, like she's smiling, so she's conscious. I mean, I can imagine all
for
the
1,000-foot fall. I mean,
that's insane.
she's looking all right.
Yeah. She's looking fine. And then she still has her lip earring in,
And
so you
all
know
her
that's good.
all her teeth are there. The most important part.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it said, they were just hiking, and I guess she made a wrong step and just fell.
Just right over.
This is what like trying not to get in trouble. I have a hard time feeling sorry for people who like
Oh, no.
no. You tempt
Let's just stop
fate.
it there. I have a hard time feeling sorry for people.
Period. You tempt fate by like doing this kind of stuff, and when bad stuff happens to you, you're like, oh man, what a bad luck. No,
I mean,
you were that close to a 1,000-foot drop. Play the odds. Someone's gonna fall.
They're not like playing Russian roulette. Like they're going on a hike for their honeymoon. Like nobody expects this to happen. Nobody plans on taking a dive like that. Like
you go on a hike on like a state approved like park trail. That's what a hike is.
Yeah.
You don't like scale somewhere where you could fall off 1,000 feet off into a cliff.
Right.
Like that's not a hike. That's you're an action. You're an adventure junkie. Whatever it is. These people aren't the normal everyday people. So I have a hard time feeling sorry for people like this when they tempt fate day in, day out, and then when finally their number's drawn, everyone goes, "Oh man."
I want to hear from an adventurer, somebody who travels, somebody who does things. Anna, our global correspondent, what do you think about this?
I gotta say, global correspondent / very clumsy person.
Sure.
I guess I test fate very often.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
Right.
So we did. I was just thinking. For my birthday, in February we went to Arizona, and we went on a 1-mile trail.
Okay. When's your birthday?
February 11.
Okay, so that's
winter.
Yeah, that's not too bad in Arizona, right?
Right. Yeah, it was actually really nice.
Sure.
But we just got to these really easy. I don't do like hardcore stuff, but I was like, it's a 1-mile trail for crying out loud. We'll do this. And
That's not too long.
No, exactly. It's like nothing. It's like what, half an hour?
Yeah.
It actually had a lot of like rocks loose on the floor, so you had to take a lot of caution walking. Anyway, we get there, and then the first thing, there's these massive signs saying that there's bears around here.
Nope.
And I'm like, by this point, I did not remember this is winter, so they must be hibernating. I just thought it's 1 mile. What can happen? Actually, nothing happened.
Okay.
But every crack, every moving thing, Diego and I draw a strategy. It was like, well, if something happens, move slowly.
Right, and like, are you supposed to
Honestly.
turn back when you see the bear sign? Is
Yes,
that You
yes.
just no.
That is the turn back sign.
This is
Yeah.
too
They're
far
like,
for
don't
me.
feed them, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And don't do like very fast movements, which we did fine. But yet again, I'm saying this was winter.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's more.
I'd be worried
dangerous.
about unintentionally feeding them
Yeah,
with my
yeah.
arm
You're
or
kidding.
leg
Yeah.
or something like that.
You can't always live life inside the margins, gentlemen. You got to be adventurous sometimes.
Right.
Color outside the lines. Try new things, all right?
This is what happens. That's what happens when
Yeah.
you color outside the lines.
Do bears in Arizona hibernate?
Yeah,
What
you
a
know,
horrible time to hibernate in
know.
Arizona.
I
just
didn't even
in a sweat box.
I didn't even know there were bears in Arizona. That would have been a surprise to me.
Yeah, that's what's there.
I would have taken the picture of that plaque, like LOL, hilarious, bears in Arizona.
Yeah.
You fools.
You fools. So either way, that was my take. It's one, I was annoyed by the stretcher selfie, which fine, whatever. That's the world we live in today. Two, I was annoyed that they said it was a honeymoon that lasts for a full year. That's not a honeymoon. It's just a long vacation. And three, you tempt fate enough times, this is bound to happen.
I love
So-
you. I love
So you
your
got the
list
view
of
from the-
complaints.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Yeah, there she is.
What? And again, side note: if you have to fall off a cliff, do it in Alaska. What a great view that
look at
is.
that.
Trees and everything.
I could recover really well in that room.
Healthcare
Now,
in Alaska.
the bill will be about ridiculous.
Natural light.
yeah.
Yeah, of course
Galore.
they live in Poland, so I'm not sure if their insurance carries over here to the U.S.
They're probably
Well,
fine.
I can add to that. Depending, if you go on traveling for a long time, you select the type of coverage. Like when I was traveling here from London, it covers all the way to $5,000. So they get you stable, and once you're stable, they'll just transfer you back to your country.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Right.
We'll get you stable.
Once again,
Yeah.
America.
like-
once again, their healthcare is better than ours.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what we've learned.
That's no shock. I think we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have Sarah Strackhouse coming in to give us the news. She has the updates on Kim Jong-un and Trump. She also has fires in Colorado and the end of net neutrality. That and more when we come back on the Lunch Break Show. And we are back. Again, we're at the Lunch Break Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And then immediately archived, by immediately I mean at some point in time during the day, archived onto all your podcasting channels, wherever you find your shows of interest. You'll find us there. We're in studio with Sarah Strackhouse. Sarah, you have all the news, keeping us up to date. First off, I think it's Trump and Kim Jong-un.
Yes, that is what we are looking at today. So it's finally here. President Trump is planning for a historical meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Been talking about this a bunch. It was happening, then it was off, then it was happening again. Well, apparently it's supposed to happen in about 6 hours in Singapore. We saw Kim Jong-un came into town. He came with a huge entourage.
You sure? Yeah.
And apparently his vehicle had a toilet. So I thought that
wow.
was kind of funny. Yeah.
Right. I did
Kind of
I did a little
interesting.
reading on that, believe it or not, when this
Yeah.
was supposed to happen before, about the great dictator's private commode, as it was. Yes, he has one of these because any matter produced by Kim Jong-un could be potentially used to blackmail or some kind of
gosh.
like they feel like
So it's stored
They
in
can't
there?
leave that kind of thing around. Yes, so they store it, and then when they get back to North Korea, it's destroyed accordingly. That's how that works.
What a
I
horrible
didn't realize
job.
that was the backstory. That is so
For more
interesting.
For more on Kim Jong Un's toilet, keep
Yeah.
it here on the lunch break.
There's some guy in North Korea. Mom, I got a great job with the government. Oh, what is it? Well, I have to personally destroy all of Kim Jong Un's feces.
It is an honor in North Korea,
Yeah.
Josh. Please don't use that American.
Don't minimize
Yeah,
this.
exactly. Don't ruin this for him.
Dear God.
Oh gosh, but yes, they are having nuclear talks. Of course, they've progressed a little more quickly than expected, according to the White House. In the room tomorrow is going to be, of course, both leaders as well as 2 translators, and that's it. And then in a couple hours later, close advisors are coming into the meeting.
That is dangerous.
Somebody better keep close tabs on that North Korean translator. They may not be long for this world. You know what I mean? They just gone a week later. Whatever happened to that person?
What
Who
if the
knows?
translators go rogue and just
Just start
tell
saying
each other,
random things.
Right? It's just like kind of like, well, we got it.
The problem is they would have to speak a third language.
But they
one
could
of
just
them,
speak to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't have audio, but I'd love like a face cam of like the 2 translators, just what they hear and like their reactions to them, like between the 2 guys. Like they're either very straight laced, one would be like, "Oh my God, did you? Okay,
You
I'll
really
say
want me to
that.
say
That's
that?"
fine. Yeah, great, whatever.
Yeah, that seems super dangerous to me. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Great.
We'll see how it
Our
goes.
hands are resting in the hands of translators.
I know.
Yeah.
6 hours from now, which is
Perfect.
technically Tuesday there.
Yeah.
But
All
still,
right.
6 hours.
Great.
This, of course, amid backlash from a couple of the world leaders at the G7 summit, where the President Trump just was, and a meeting was reached on tariffs. Trump said that he's backing out of that deal, though, after the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said that U.S. tariffs are, quote, were kind of insulting.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes.
Oh.
They were kind
Solid.
of insulting. Yeah, that's about as harsh as that they get from Canada.
Yeah,
That
kind
was-
people.
Yeah, it bothered me some.
If they don't apologize at the
I
end,
was
you know
less
it's bad.
than pleased. Yeah.
Yeah, I think his exact quote he had on NPR today was, "We may be gracious and kind people, no, reasonable and gracious people, but we have our limits." I was like, "Well, there you go. I like
certainly.
it. Stern
All right.
words."
With
Someone is
reason
taking
and
off the
grace.
glove.
Yeah, that's as close.
Just one glove, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
well, yeah.
Not
Just
both.
the one white
The
glove.
gentleman, at least.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Firefighters are battling against the dry and windy conditions in Colorado north of Durango, as more than 16,000 acres of wilderness have been devoured by flames. That's that photo there. The Denver Post does report that they expect the weather, which is perfect for fires, unfortunately, to continue on for another couple of days, and then rain hopefully is expected on Thursday. The Post also reports that another wildfire near Dolores has spread to 500 acres, forced the closure of the Colorado Trail. At this time, right now, more than 2,200 residents have been evacuated, but luckily no structures have been demolished or damaged, and then no people are hurt. So that's some good news. There were a couple of other fires that broke out in that area over the weekend, but we'll definitely keep our eye on this.
You know, my sister just moved to Colorado like 2 weeks ago. I guess
you
now
said
I have
anything
to
about
worry about this.
Very, very curious timing.
Didn't
Yeah.
even know that was a thing, and now I have to keep an eye on a fire in Colorado. Great.
Fires.
Is it bizarre to say the weather is perfect for fires?
You know, as I was
phrasing of
reading that, I was like, that did not sound as good as it
Yeah.
looked in my
That
writing.
probably shouldn't
What a
be
lovely
a
day for
public
a fire.
statement.
No, yeah, that's
Just
true.
from the fire marshal to everybody else, the weather's perfect for fires. Like,
Seems like a
Conducive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
conducive.
Is
Yeah,
it
sure.
better
Maybe a
word?
little.
There we go.
Like
All
a
right.
PR problem.
There you
leading
go.
the witness.
And we are finally seeing the end of net neutrality. So in case you didn't know kind of technically what that is, it's exactly what it really sounds like. It's the neutralization, essentially the equalization of the net or web. It was a law put in place in 2015 that said internet providers couldn't block, speed up, or slow down access to online services or specific sites. CNN reports that protection has been repealed and goes into effect effective today. Those in favor of net neutrality say that it needs to be in place to make sure that the internet providers aren't favoring certain companies, which makes sense and gives internet providers too much control. But those in favor of the appeal say that it gives the federal government too much control of what consumers are getting access to. So it kind of just decides where your
I don't know
where you're
near
lying.
line. Enough about net neutrality to have a comment to sound
I've got
intelligent.
thoughts, but this show is not the place to lay out a political agenda. So, great.
And, he's like, and they're listening right now.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Both sides say they don't expect to see any
Yeah.
quick changes, though.
Right.
So that's good news.
Yeah.
All right, our last story, kind of a funky one. A Chinese man was seen transporting a car on a motorized tricycle. So this is kind of quite interesting here.
Good Lord.
Yeah, there was a video of it too, actually, that someone was able to get. So it was mounted, a mounted sedan on, like I said, this motorized tricycle. Apparently, this guy bought it for 800 yuan.
Yen.
Yen.
Yep.
Thank you. And it was already in bad condition, and he was selling it for parts. He ended up losing money on it, though.
Aw.
Shout out to that flat
Shucks.
tire. Good Lord.
Yeah.
No.
On the back.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I will
that
say,
takes skill.
and during my time in the Philippines, you see a lot of very creative ways to transport
Yeah.
things.
Can imagine.
I saw a family on a scooter, like an entire 5-person family. The husband was driving with a baby in front.
Okay.
Another kid was riding behind him, and then the mom, and then another kid in the back holding on. I was like, I have no idea, but again, like you got to get around, so just kind of everyday life. That would be uncommon to see. Obviously, they
Yeah,
take a
a
picture of it,
little
but just because it was like a giant thing. But the creativity that happens on that side of the world is
Sure.
super impressive.
I mean, I would never think to, bring something that I purchased on my motorized scooter, like a vehicle that I purchased. I don't know.
guess you
My
save
mind
money.
wouldn't go there. Yeah.
And anything to spice up that morning commute. I'd assume he was planning on driving it, right?
Yeah.
And then found out very quickly. Or maybe not. Maybe that was just the plan.
Well, he ended up being fined, so that was
Aw.
another part of it.
Oh,
that's
that's
a
why he
bummer.
didn't make any money.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I could never be a cop because that'd be the kind of thing I'd see a guy driving down the street like that and be like, yeah,
It's
and take a
alright.
photo of this.
Yeah.
You can go. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like I just
You're having a
clap
bad day
as
yeah.
he drives by. Yeah.
Well, Sarah, thank you so
Yeah.
much as always for filling in. We're going to come back more. We have another topic on the IHOB story, an update if you haven't heard, and our thoughts and opinions on the new IHOB and what the actual B stands for. That and more coming up next on the Lunch Break Show.
Bird.
If you try and tell me that guy made that without any additives, substances,
Hallucinogen
you're crazy.
of some sort.
That's the thing. Is like you watch like old school stuff now as an adult. You watch like old school kids things. You're like, everyone was high that did this. Everyone was high.
Maybe it was just a different time, Josh. People were wearing bell bottoms and pastels. I don't know. Yeah, people were probably
Yeah,
high.
like
yeah.
I watch because now that I have a 1-year-old son, I watch some stuff now. He's big into Daniel Tiger. That's a big thing for him.
Yeah.
He's also we watched some of the Wiggles. I think And they're all definitely on antidepressants or some regards. You don't do that job day in day out and not like just hate yourself.
Yeah.
A little bit. You have to.
I appreciate your injection of adulthood into childhood entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But be honest.
You're like, well, they're on drugs. Clearly,
have
they
you
couldn't be doing this
Have you
sober.
watched the Wiggles guys?
I haven't.
Do their thing.
So what is the Wiggles like? What's their bit?
Yeah.
They just like sing funky songs.
Yeah.
Like, hey kids, gather around. Like, we're the Wiggles. And like they just sing like made up like dumb songs.
Yeah. How do you stay like on? Like you know what I mean?
That's what
Like
I'm saying.
how do you stay at that level?
Yeah, if you're like, and the
Or do
octopus
they just-
says to me,
do they just
hello.
crash
Yeah,
afterwards?
Yeah, you got to. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to.
I
Like,
can't do
put-
this anymore.
Yeah, put that down. You're gonna go play some like really violent video game.
Yeah.
you know, drinking Jack Daniels out of the bottle, whatever it is you have to do. I have no idea.
I met someone who did animation. And
Really?
he was a character in himself. He was literally an animated character in life.
He was just like an outrageous kind of.
Plus, he was Italian, so he was,
Oh,
super
wow.
like bubbly and like super loud, super happy. And I'm
Sure.
like, you must love your job. Like, it's you in a nutshell.
Yeah,
So
I think some people are. I mean, they gotta be. You live for that kind of gig, right? There's some
Sure,
people
yeah.
who are like,
Almost.
I want to make children's television, and like you're bubbly and bright, and like that's great. I over here in the world of podcasting, that's not what we're about.
You have to
No,
be
sir.
cynical. You have to be mean.
That's right.
Yeah,
you got to be battered and beaten.
yeah. That's the kind of people we want.
That's
That's the life we live here. So the IHOB thing, the IHOP International House of Pancakes announced last week they're changing their name to IHOB. We were all on the show. We said it has to be breakfast.
Has to be.
Has
How could
to
it be anything
breakfast.
else?
Yeah.
Right.
If it's anything else, it's stupid. And by God, they're stupid.
You want to just run the ad?
Yeah, we got to run and run.
All
the
right, here we go. Here's the ad that they came out with.
Here it is.
Why am I on this roof? Because IHOP has gone from pancake and pancakes to burger and burgers. Woo! Burgers with all natural black Angus beef. Burgers so burger and good, we're even changing our name to the International House of Burgers. Oh yeah! Oh no! I'm good. Combo starting at $6.99 with unlimited fries at IHOP.
So, what Josh? You're
too many thoughts.
Hold on. Props to them for getting a guy who looks exactly like a manager of an IHOP on that show.
Yeah.
On that
Well done.
Yeah.
It's
Touche.
amazing.
Attention to detail is great. Here's my thing: if you want to go into new waters, like is IHOP that? I've always seen them full. Are they hurting for business? I always see them with a
I
crowd.
can't imagine so.
Yeah. So if you want to dip your toe into the burger realm, then have a new brand.
I know.
Have the International House of Burgers that's right next to the IHOP. Fine. Do your thing. Do you. Don't change your staple and expect everyone to go like, oh, okay.
I thought they already had burgers. Was I wrong?
They have burgers on the menu. No one ever orders it. You don't go into. That's like going into like your favorite Tex-Mex place and having like the grilled salmon. Like no one's doing that.
That's like, I mean, again, I'll bring it back to Waffle House. That's like me going into Waffle House and ordering anything other than breakfast. They have other stuff there.
Yeah,
they have
they have
sandwiches. They have good stuff, but I'm not ordering anything other than breakfast
Yeah.
when I go there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
IHOP is premiering their 6 new burgers, and this is their way of promoting that you should try that. I guess, I don't know, they probably ran test groups. I can look at their business and know that people really aren't ordering from the lunch-dinner side of the menu, and that's because it's International House of Pancakes. They thought they'd change it up. Samantha makes a good point in the comments. Something compelling here, unlimited fries.
Yeah, they snuck that one in at the very end.
They snuck that in at the very end.
That's
and
your selling point right there.
That's what you should be selling. Unlimited House of Fries.
It should be IHOF, International House of Fries, because that's
okay.
now that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
I'm not on board with all of a sudden trying to brand that House of Pancakes for burgers. And they may have fine burgers, sure. But I'm not going to IHOP wanting a burger.
Right.
There's tons of good burger places. Why are you trying to jump into the burger game? And from a financial standpoint, the overhead on a burger has to be way higher than a pancake. Pancake costs 5 cents to make.
and they're quick.
And they charge you $3 for one. So
Right.
your growth of what you can make off of a pancake is way higher than a hamburger.
I'm sure this is just a gag. I'm sure this will go away at some point.
Right.
But I can't imagine anyone, no matter even however long they do this, even this big media circus that they've ginned up here, I can't imagine that anyone's going to look at IHOP and the first thing they think is burgers. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, they're changing the name like outside of some IHOP locations, limited availability, and it's only a limited time thing. It will be IHOP. I don't think the Twitter is changing to IHOB.
So I've calmed down then some. Yeah. 'Cause I thought this was going to be a whole like company brand. And everyone has lost their mind in that establishment.
This is like I was telling you guys about the April Fool's Day joke where Butterfinger changed their name to just The Finger.
Oh yeah,
which they had printed out a bunch of. I mean, they packaged Butterfingers as The Finger, and they were sold in certain stores, and they sent a bunch out to the media. And I remember thinking at the time, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of, and then went away relatively quickly afterwards. But I look back at it now and kind of wish it was still called The Finger. That's kind of a good name.
It is funny. We will have to do this, since we've thrown so much shade at IHOB.
Yeah.
One day this week we'll have to go grab lunch at IHOP. I'll get a hamburger.
Yeah.
And see if it's good.
We'll see if they have lettuce
We'll
wraps.
document it on our Instagram.
What if they use pancakes as the bun?
Oh,
now we're talking.
Now you're in McGriddle territory.
Yeah, it is McGriddle territory.
Yeah, you're coming up on McDonald's time.
Yeah.
McDonald's might have a word with you. They might send somebody over with some baseball bats.
Take a quick break. When we come back, we have a statue here in the U.S. Has Marilyn Monroe exposing herself to a church. We unpack that and more coming up next on the Lunch Break Show. All right, and we are back. Welcome back to the Lunch Break Show again. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter from 12 until 1. Please like, follow, and subscribe. You can also find the audio versions only online at your local podcasting establishment, wherever you go to pick up those. You can find us there as well. Thank you so much for all your comments. We love your feedback. We're talking right now about Marilyn Monroe. Gone but not forgotten.
An icon, Josh.
An icon.
A candle in the wind.
Some would say. So here's the deal with Marilyn Monroe and why she's making the news and why she's exposing herself to a church. Someone did a statue, a statue of her, the iconic Marilyn Monroe standing over the sewer grate. Wind blowing up, did the famous statue.
If you're gonna make a statue of Marilyn Monroe, I'm hard pressed to think of one that's more iconic, right? Like it's a
good one.
Yeah,
they even have the grate in there. I don't know if you noticed that, but they have
the attention to detail is phenomenal.
Sure,
it's impressive. Yeah, the attention to detail is phenomenal.
Yeah. So they've got.
Where is this?
Yeah.
So this is in Lincoln Park, Stamford, Connecticut.
Right.
So home of the World Wrestling Entertainment.
Very liberal crowd out there.
Yeah. So the problem is you can see in the background of that shot, you can see the church.
But I already see a very interesting flag that I wouldn't expect.
Is that a rainbow flag that church is flying out there?
Yeah.
Okay. Clearly a very liberal church.
There's churches here that do that too.
Really?
Yeah. There's the Lutheran Church in Highland Park.
In Texas?
Or University Park.
I don't know. I haven't been by that one.
There's one that's very LGBTQ friendly. So there's that as well. But the problem is you flip that around and what the church sees is that.
Whoa.
The TV screen has the perfect part here.
It's a shame because it's incredibly well rendered back there.
Yeah.
So
you can see that on the stream here in a moment.
So that's the problem is either it was well thought out or horribly thought out, one of the two.
Yeah.
Where Marilyn is showing off her backside to the church.
All right. So a couple things here. One, do we know who commissioned the statue to go there specifically?
I don't know.
Like, how did a statue? And is it permanent or is that like a temporary installation, like an art thing?
I mean, with that kind of work, it can't be temporary.
Because, I mean, somebody had to have known somewhere along the line, from the design to the building to where it was going to go to what was going to be behind it, even up to installing the thing. Somebody somewhere went, oh, that might be a problem.
Somebody along the process said, "Oh, did we really mean to do this?"
So it was put together, and this is what I love. They're drawing a line in the sand, saying they stand by it. This is the president of the Downtown Special Services District, Sandy Goldstein, says, "We absolutely meant no disrespect to the church. We believe it is art and therefore not offensive."
Yeah.
So, not offensive. The Reverend Dr. Todd Grant of the church says that it's disrespectful. The issue is why that statue, not the art, but why that statue, why that placement, why there.
We're so close. We're right on the cusp of having the what is offensive in art argument.
Yeah.
No, I think. I don't know. I guess I'm cool with it. In a weird way, what is it? This is like the town square, right? This is downtown.
Sure.
Churches don't pay taxes. You guys aren't paying to be there. Like, quiet.
Just put whatever
Sit
out in
down.
front of them.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. You don't matter.
They don't pay taxes, but their churchgoers do.
Yeah, well, I suppose that is true. Well,
I just can't understand why it's so detailed, or like why you had to choose that particular moment.
Sure.
Like that is a scene where the dress is flowing all over the place. You could have picked a moment where her entire backside is not revealed. It's also not in the film. Like that's not not shown.
No.
So you never see the back. So you could have put anything back there. You know, like it doesn't. It didn't have to be that.
Sure.
Nope. Yeah, it could have been a whole thing. She could have been wearing biker shorts. You wouldn't have had to have seen anything. But instead,
could have said eat an IHOB.
Underwear with little crosses on them.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead
High
it's
church.
that. I just feel like it's one of those unnecessarily, like, you're right, Zach. Someone had to have thought,
Yes.
the church probably isn't going to be okay with this.
Like, so what do you figure? It's probably not long for this world, right? The church will put together some kind of petition.
I'm sure they'll move this thing or something.
probably.
Like they'll. Like,
How about this is a marketing stunt? I just
For the
think
church?
everything is a marketing church for the city.
Okay. For Stamford,
Can you
Connecticut?
imagine the amount of people? Well, selfie-wise, we just talked about it earlier on the show. Maybe that's all there is about.
Yeah,
just
but if you're
one
going to
more
take a
tourist.
selfie next to this thing, you can't get a good angle that has the butt of the joke and the church. Like, you're kind of stuck.
oh yeah.
Yeah. There's no good way to do both. But it is funny that this is... Because Marilyn Monroe was like, she was an icon for a lot of reasons. And one of them was femininity. And like, putting that directly in front of a church, like, it's... funny.
Yeah,
I
I'm not offended by it. It's just there's like you said,
humorous.
Like you said, there's a lot of points in this timeline where
Yes.
someone sort of said, "All right, are we making this statue this way? Okay, if we're making this statue this way, where are we going to put it?"
Yeah, like you can't tell me that somewhere along the way somebody didn't see the backside of like a small version of this, right? Or like a mock-up and thought, ooh, where's that going? In front of a church? Perfect. Like somebody somewhere knew.
Yeah, sure.
Somebody was okay
How
with
many
this.
people does it take to approve a project?
Well, no, this
Especially-
was only done by the Downtown Special Services District. So that's got to be a pretty small group.
Right.
So they're the ones that control what goes into that public space right there, that art square.
Well, you can't mess with them. They're in charge of special services.
Yeah. My only thing is that they were saying, and you can see some now, is that little kids are now running up to go stare up the backside of Marilyn Monroe. So just the photo ops alone, who knows?
That's been, come on, that's any, because that's been a statue before. This isn't the first statue of Marilyn Monroe from that scene. Like, that's been a thing. Every kid that's ever seen one of these statues ran up and did that because that's how it works. Don't do that. don't do this high and mighty. Like, stop. You know what you're. Come on, you know what it is.
Yeah, I don't see it being temporary. It's 26 feet tall. That's going to be there a while because it took a while and a lot of time and cash to get done. So
It's huge.
I don't know what the answer is other than maybe like putting on like the modesty shawl every Sunday that she has to wear.
Modesty shawl.
But other than that, I'm not really sure on what the answer could be. For that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have napping pods at airports, and we still have not forgotten about the fried chicken debate and whether or not we can get to the bottom of that. Coming up next on the lunch break show. You threw me off with the fried chicken song. are back on the Lunch Break Show. We're talking here about, nice. That remix there. We're back talking about napping pods on airplanes. I'm against it. And I'm one of the only ones. Again, I know.
You're against what? Whoa, slow
I'm
down.
against napping pods in airports, but I'm the only one. So I'll try to keep my opinions to myself throughout the day. I will fail.
No. Napping pods at airports.
Napping pods at airports are coming out right now only overseas, only in Europe. They haven't paid their way to the U.S. yet.
I mean, could they?
They will. At some point in time, they definitely will. Here's my
Are you saying
issue.
we're somehow worse than the Europeans when it comes to napping pods?
Careful.
I'm just asking. I'm asking.
All right.
I'm asking Zach his opinion on what he meant by
Napping
that.
pods are coming out in airports in Europe, right? Give me some details about these.
Yes.
What's the deal? Do you have a
You
operated thing?
You pay by the hour. You walk into a room. You get a quiet, cool place to lay your head and take a nap for. You pay by the hour.
Okay, so it's
one person per pod.
Okay, so it's like a small thing, right?
It's a small,
Important.
yeah.
One person per pod. Important, yeah.
Yeah.
But this happens in Japan for a long time.
Sure.
Companies have that for employees.
Yeah.
They love it. Sorry, go ahead.
Why are you against these?
Because here's the deal. I think just like other things, it's a good idea in theory. And you go, oh, that'd be really nice. I have a 4-hour layover. I can catch a 2-hour nap. I can fully relax and rest, and not have to like sit awkwardly on those very uncomfortable airport chairs. I get all that. I just don't think it'll be that way. I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to take up room that could be used for other things. You can buy other various knickknacks or barbecue, whatever it is.
Retail space.
Yeah, retail space.
Burger King in there.
Yeah, and you're gonna put in a pod room.
IHOB.
And it's not going to be clean. It's not going to be. In fact, it's going to be like a gross place where guys go or girls go.
But let's be real.
Let's be real.
Whoa.
And it's going to get that kind of. And I'm like, I don't care. Now you have a place for me to nap, but I'm more upset that I can't go in there
Yeah.
because I know what happens in the napping pod. I'm just.
No.
We'll bring it real.
I'm the same way. Like, I'm not against the idea in theory.
Nope.
I really like it, but yeah, the logistics of it make me wonder. I mean, how often are they really cleaning these things?
Yeah.
Are you hiring all new staff, or are you just making your janitorial staff work double to have to go and suddenly become a like almost like a hotel service where they're turning the mattresses and they're changing out the linens and all this stuff? Like, how often are they really going to do that? Once a day. Let's be real. Like, once a day.
I can't speak for Europe, of course, but if it were America, how we do it over here, it'd be like a movie theater. Maybe once a day wipe down at best, Maybe once every like 8 hours at a nice airport.
They're not cleaning one of those things until somebody complains.
Exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
They're not going to clean them until somebody's not using one, and they're like, "Wait, why is this one not being used?" And they open it and like, "Oh my god." Yeah, that is probably a very stark reality to nap pods.
I'll say this: I've used airport amenities before because on international trips you have access to showers and those kinds of things.
Yeah,
sure.
And the only one that I would do, is one that I have done before, and I would do it again in a heartbeat because it was a phenomenal experience. And it was the first class American Airlines lounge at Heathrow. It is A++. You walk in, you get a dedicated shower and bathroom combination. You can take off your plain clothes, put them on a little like hidden like what is that called, butler's door or whatever it is. But you put it in a little room and you lock the door, and then someone comes along, takes your clothes while you're in the shower, and like just gives them a quick steam. So they're not like clean.
That
But
sounds
they're
like a college prank.
Yeah, no. It's high class. They steam them and then they're back in the rack, and you come back out. You've dried off, you put your clothes back on. You're ready to hit the day.
Wow.
And after you leave, someone walks right back in after you and cleans the bathroom and cleans the shower, and then you're gone again.
So Seth Denson checking in on Facebook saying that with a Bloomberg article that some of them are already here, including here at DFW. I've never, although I haven't.
Nap pods.
Yeah, they're called. These are called nap cabs. I don't know. They're like little. There's a window in there. That's odd. I'm not sure if I.
Doesn't there have to be a window, right?
Yeah.
You have to feel like people can see you in a way. Yeah.
Just to keep everyone honest. Like, block out the heads.
Disgusting.
Yeah, but the shoulders down are all free game.
Just the torso angle. That's all it gets. Yeah, that's all people can see. Is
I mean,
what's
Anna, you
what's
probably
going
traveled
on.
more than most of us, right? Like, how do you feel about this?
Normally, what I don't do no, I do direct flights normally, or if we do stops, normally it's not long enough, and because we travel standby, we never know. We have to be at the gate. But for someone else, I guess I would appreciate this so much.
Really?
Just I don't care. Like I will take my alcohol, hand sanitizer thing, and I'll wipe that thing. I do not care. If I'm tired, I am gonna enjoy that. I don't care. I never slept on my life in airports. I never slept on the chairs, laying down or whatever. I just think it's
There's
so
no good way.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
You just sometimes, honestly, it has happened in Heathrow. Yeah, you're like, what?
Sorry, no.
is
The difference between you, a world traveler, and me, somebody who's never left America, is you don't sleep on airport seats because it's disrespectful to other people. I don't do it because there's no comfortable way to do it. Like that's the difference between.
I mean, like you're taking 4 or 5 seats.
Yeah.
That's just like wrong. You've never
Sure.
been in an airport where it was so packed
If
that
they-
you had to sit on the floor.
If they didn't have those rigid little armrests, you'd sleep on one, right?
yeah, easily.
I would have slept on one
Probably,
already.
but then I would feel bad.
Find a way to wedge myself underneath them.
Sure,
somehow.
I'd feel bad, but like, you know.
The best is because that's the deal is I've
Desperate times.
taken a nap before on the carpet. For some reason, like I still think that would be cleaner than what these nap pods.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like I pulled my backpack behind my head and set my alarm
Still.
and slept like against a wall
Yeah.
somewhere.
Well, there's, they could either have like a restaurant might have like a little hand sanitizer thing and like wipes, and you can do it yourself, or like Amanda pointed out, maybe this is good for the economy. Drum up some jobs. All right, get some maids out there.
good, yeah.
They can take care of those for you.
The thing that this article seems to suggest is that there are companies that own these things and install them. So I have to imagine they have some sort of contract with the
Right.
airport where they get a cut of the proceed or whatever they make,
Right.
and then they have their own staff that come in and service these things and clean them. Although again, you're talking about renting them out for an hour at a time. You could potentially have a lot of people through there, and I don't know that they're staffing that many people to come and clean these things.
Yeah, and I don't know how that would work on a schedule.
We'll have to do an investigative reporting. We'll send Sarah Strackhouse out to Terminal D Gate 23 to do
Take a
some
nap.
investigative. Yeah,
Let us know what you thought.
Investigative reporting.
Yes.
So before
A
we
lunch
go,
break guestivate.
yeah, before we go, we have the chicken debate. So to
yes.
catch you
The
up on this,
chicken
if you're
debate.
just now jumping in on the show, is on last week I had said on Monday that I went out to Paula Dean's place there in Fairfield kind of by accident. And their fried chicken, which is unlimited, by the way, unlimited fried chicken, was phenomenal. I thought that it was top notch.
I was very intrigued by this.
Yeah, so I said, to me, it was better than Babe's Chicken, which turned a lot of heads, both in studio and out of studio, saying they were
Heads were turning everywhere.
Yeah, all over the place. Heads going crazy. I like Babe's Chicken. Here's the different format. Babe's Chicken, you get to choose one thing. You get to choose either fried chicken or tenders, and they bring you
I think
your.
you get like chicken fried steak as well.
Yeah, you can.
Catfish,
yeah.
I think, is
yeah,
on there.
You
Yeah.
get a couple things, but they bring you one serving of that, and then all the sides, the fixins, if you will.
Fixins.
Those are all you can eat.
Yeah.
For the other place, Paula
Dean's.
Dean's. Thank you.
Yeah.
For Paula Dean's, it's
PDFK.
the meat. You get 2 choices. You get to choose 2 different main courses and 4 different sides, and that is all you can eat, including the meat.
Really?
So you can go hog wild.
So you pick two entrees,
Yep.
4 sides,
Yep.
all you can eat.
All you
There's a
can eat.
dessert included in that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, now really?
Yeah.
All right, now there's a couple caveats here, and I've only been to Babe's a couple times, so and I haven't been to Paula Dean's place, but at Babe's, I thought there were certain things that you don't get unlimited of, like rolls or something,
You
right?
also you don't get unlimited meat either.
Okay, is that it?
Yep.
I ask for more bread whenever I go there.
Yeah,
and
you
they'll
get more
bring
bread.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll bring
Paula
it.
Dean's, is bread a side, or does that come on the?
I didn't ask for more. They bring it. They brought us some biscuits.
And how good
Yeah,
were those
because-
biscuits?
They're pretty good.
You asked it.
They're pretty good.
You asked it
okay.
with the Matt Stoker voice.
Right.
And
Right,
you're like,
exactly.
we can't say no.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. No one ever turns me down.
Nobody ever turns down Matt
So
Stoker.
we're getting to the heart of the matter here,
Yeah.
and that is was the fried chicken that you got, because you had to get fried chicken.
I did get fried chicken.
What was your other meat, by the way?
It was the pork loin.
That was ours as well.
Yeah.
No one ate the pork loin.
Pork loin was good.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the fried chicken. How good was your fried chicken?
The fried chicken was good. It was not better than Babe's.
Ooh.
It was not better than Babe's.
Gonna need
Okay.
a third party to
I was
break
gonna
this
say
tie.
we might have to go to Paula Deen's for lunch one of these days.
Well, it's $17 a person.
I'm
So that's
sure
the
we
other
can
thing
put that
about
on the company
Babe's
card.
is they bring you a lot of food. Like you order a serving of the chicken, and if I were to go with, let's say, my wife, we split that, and we don't have to pay more to split that. We say we're gonna get one order of the chicken,
Right.
and that's it. Here, yes, it's unlimited, but you're each paying no matter what. Like they are charging you for 2 people no matter what. Whereas with Babe's, again, you could just it's by however much you order.
Do you
order
both get the
one plate
choice of
chicken.
2 entrees?
Well, no, you order from like you
menu.
order for the table.
Right.
So you're paying for 2 people, and it's kind of like I wouldn't say it's a buffet, but it's kind of like a buffet where you pick, okay, I want these 2 entree items and I want these 4 sides, and I'm going to get as much of these as I can handle.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, like, the sides were good. So we went with the mashed potatoes, which were good. The baked mac and cheese, which was good.
Yeah.
The green beans were pretty good.
Fine.
And the cream corn, which was really, really good.
Yep.
So all of that was great. And I'm not going to say the food was bad. It's just I liked the chicken at Babe's better.
I'm gonna need you to put up the photograph while we finish this conversation.
Is there a photograph?
Oh yeah, there's a photograph of my
yeah.
trip to Paula Deen's. Let me get that up
right.
there on the.
There we go.
There he is.
There we go. So now, do you like more? And again, I know we're getting way off topic. And
Stupid.
But do you like more of the crust on the chicken?
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the
because
of
Babe's is heavily breaded to me.
Yeah.
Paula's had a lighter breading.
I always thought it was juicier. I thought Babe's was juicier.
Okay, well, we should not
Now-
be talking the rest of the day.
Now I'm gonna say this: the dessert, which you do get.
Yep.
I got the butter cake, and
Oh.
it was
Yeah.
magnificent.
Yeah, the butter cake and the chocolate cake are phenomenal. So
Really.
there you go. Again, we're not being endorsed yet by Paula Deen,
Now,
but
I
please.
am gonna give you something that I didn't like about it, which was the fake Georgia accent that everybody had to
Oh,
do
God,
in
yeah,
that
annoying.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, they've set it up like a high class Cracker Barrel is basically what's going on in there.
Sure.
So you
Yeah.
have like a store that you go in, and then the restaurant. But
It looks
everybody
very
in there, it does this like fake Georgia. Hey y'all, howdy y'all.
Do they really?
Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
absolutely.
And you
absolutely.
can tell it's fake.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh no.
They're not, this isn't like Walt Disney. They're not bringing in true Georgians to come in here and
Well,
do.
no, but like Babes kind of does that shtick too, but nobody's like forcing an accent. But it's definitely like I went to Babes the first time I went to Babes. I didn't know what I was doing there, and people looked at me like I had just stumbled in out of the cold, like I was insane or something. They were like, "How do you not already know the procedure for Babes?"
Oh, it's confusing if you've never been there.
It was
before.
difficult to get somebody to explain it to me, and they were explaining it to me like I was 5, which in a lot of cases is necessary for a guy like me. But like I was almost insulted. But I got to be honest, that's maybe not as bad as a fake Georgia accent.
No,
That's downright offensive.
It was I mean, it's not offensive to me. I'm not from Georgia, but it was just like, come on, man, come on.
Sure.
Yeah, everybody
That's
said
fine.
y'all. Everybody had to say y'all, which is not uncommon here in
Nope.
Texas. It's just the way they were doing it. You could tell they were being made to say this.
Like Paula
Yeah.
Deen. Hey y'all.
Well, it's tough
Hey,
for me.
y'all.
It's
Howdy,
tough
y'all.
for me to enjoy myself in a place where I feel like the employees are forced to jump through arbitrary hoops, like forcing an accent.
But I would say check it out. I mean, the food is good. I did, as the picture says, I did put some South in my mouth. And then you can pose with a cutout of Paula Deen, obviously, with a little kitchen back there. I got to pick that apron, which of course that's the one I picked.
Yep.
And so yeah.
You got to so you. I guess it's like a communal apron series. You can just pick
Yeah,
one
they
off
just
the
have
rack.
like a rack of them, and you
Yeah.
could. I assume that's what they were for. There was just a rack of them there, and I was like, well, I'm going to put this one on and
Duh. Yeah.
and go take a picture.
I
obviously.
appreciate that it doesn't have their like. I mean, what's the name of the restaurant?
Paula
Paula
Deen's
Deen's.
Family Kitchen.
It doesn't actually have that printed on there, like for marketing. They were just nope. Like it's just going to be whatever you
Paula
want.
Deen.
You can post this on the internet. That was
Yeah.
candid
Yeah.
of them.
The debate will then, I guess, rage on. One for Paula Deen, one for Babes. We'll have to solve this on the lunch break.
Can
at
I do
some
some
point in
live
time.
production here? Can we go out on fried chicken? Do you have that?
Oh
queued
yeah,
up?
we can. We can.
Have that ready to go?
Yeah, there you go, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join us again on Wednesday right here for the Lunch Break Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 to 1. Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitter. Also in all of your podcast audio-only sections. I am Josh, Matt, Zach, and Anna signing off. Thank you. Have a great day.
Give me fried chicken. Baby, it's all that I want to take me through the day. Give me fried chicken. I want it bona fide, Southern fried. Tennessee, guaranteed, it's okay. on the Memphis side. Hot wings, hot thighs, all southern fried. It all sounds heavenly. This old time recipe, fried chicken.